Coach, obviously tough and frustrating. And down the stretch, just didn't get enough stops. Damian Lillard with a tremendous play to end it.
Yeah, we just, you know, our guys fought hard, but we could not contain him at all.
Take me to the final offensive possession with the ball in down 2, what you discussed in the huddle.
Well, we just tried to get in a two-man game with our two best players. That was all we tried to get. We tried to get Brandon and Zion two-man game together. Didn't get much out of it, but you know, a great play by Josh keeping it alive, and managed to get, you know, we got 2 shots down the stretch. So probably not the ones we would like to get, but we got 2 shots down the stretch. So just frustrating. I mean, you know, when it's so hard. Our guys are playing well offensively. It's just so hard. There's so much pressure on your offense that you're going to talk about every missed opportunity on offense because you have to score virtually every time when you can't stop anybody. And that's where we are as a team right now.
Stan, Christian Clark here. I mean, Dame is a great player, but what did you feel like you could have done better tonight to slow him?
I really don't know. It's not like I see other people locking him up, and so you say, geez, if we could do what these guys did, we'll lock him up. I mean, you know, he was better than normal. I mean, he hits deep threes. I thought there were a couple of times, yeah, we made mistakes. We weren't up enough with our big on pick and rolls, and we let him walk into threes. I thought those were mistakes. Look, our defense, it's everything. I mean, it's everything. We're just not doing enough well. We surrendered layups off the pick and roll when our bigs were up. We weren't rotating quick enough to canter early in the game. When we got the rotations down, we got some steals. And then in the second half, you know, I mean, they hit 13 threes. You know, Lillard hits his, and then he draws everybody in, and we didn't get back to closeouts. But, you know, it's stopping them is 90% him. Everybody plays, everything everybody else gets is off of him.
Is that just walk us through your thought process on that last play, putting it in BI's hands versus putting it in Zion's hands like you were the previous few possessions before that?
Well, the timeout before that, they were leaning hard on him. We didn't get anything out of it. On the side out of bounds before, we looked at that play and we just decided to put them together in a pick and roll. Obviously didn't end up working out, but, you know, I mean, we had our 2 best players in the play there.
Hey, Stan, Scott Kushner, do you think, you know, those guys are obviously the cornerstones of your team with Ingram and Zion. Do you think it just takes time, reps? Like, what do you think it is to get those guys to where they can close together, to complement each other in a situation like that, to win games?
I mean, I think they're both capable of doing it right now, to be honest. I mean, I think they're perfectly capable. I don't think either one of them's afraid of the moment. I think they've both got the talent to do it. I think they can do it right now because they didn't. I mean, I didn't see, like, it wasn't a turnover. It wasn't lack of execution. It was no fear passing up shots. It was none of that. You know, probably could have been, I could have run something better. But, yeah, those guys are perfectly capable of winning games right now.
Do you think it was something they were doing defensively that was ultimately beyond having a rough shoot night, or was it just one of those nights for them?
Well, I think it was a little of both, and it always is. I say that, when we've had good nights against good players, I always say the same thing. Part of it's your defense, and part of it is a miss. So I would say the same thing tonight. I thought he passed up some good looks from three. I thought the big thing is he only got 2 3-point attempts tonight. I think that was one of the things. When he's really good, he's playing off his 3-point shot. They did a good job, though, of getting into him in the whole thing. I thought they were really physical with him. So I give them credit, too. They did do a good job, and he had a tough night. It was both.
We're all set. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Go ahead, Will.
What's up, Z? This is Will from the Athletic. Just walk us through what you saw on that last possession and just those last couple shots you guys got up in there.
The last few possessions or the last possession?
The last possession.
Oh, yeah, BI, it was a play design for BI to come off the pick and roll, for him to make the read, and he tried to go to the basket. He made a good kick out to Zoe. Zoe took a shot. From my point of view, I thought it was in. I think Billy tipped it out, and Zoe took another one, if I'm getting that right. No, I think BI took the next one, but I mean, it happens. It's all in the game. Just gotta put that one behind us and try to get the next one.
Is that a situation where you're asking for the ball in the huddle, or you just kind of go over where the coach is going?
That's a situation where I trust my teammates to, make the right play, and I think they took 2 good shots. That's all there is to it.
Zion, going up against a guard like Damian Lillard, who can pull up from 35 feet, just how difficult is it containing him in the pick and roll of the team?
Somebody, that's the best way I can put it is, there are players that they have a level of greatness to them that they're gonna hit tough shots. Like there are some shots they're gonna hit no matter what kind of defense you play. They're gonna hit it, but for us, it's just trying to, I guess, slow it down as much as possible if you can, and try to limit the rest of his team. But tonight they hit some big shots. He hit the big shot at the end, but I think it was a good basketball game. We didn't get the outcome we wanted, but we can always learn from it.
Hey Zion, it's Scott with NOLA.com. Win or loss, you guys haven't played a ton of close games recently. How much does it help just to get these reps with Brandon to kind of even fail together on occasion? Do you think that these are just important moments for you guys to sort of grow together?
I think you're absolutely right when it comes to that. It's these moments that we're going to remember going on in the future that, we don't want to experience this feeling again. So we're going to go get in the lab, individually and with our teammates, and prepare for a different outcome.
Yeah, and down the stretch, they were putting the ball in your hands a lot of the time. How much did you kind of enjoy that role, being the guy with the ball during the last few minutes, and what were you kind of seeing the defense giving to you, and what you were looking for?
My teammates trust me to go out there and make the best play for them, and put ourselves in a great position to win the game. So, and me being in that position, I'm always ready. When my name's called, I'm going to be ready. I never want to let my teammates down. But as tonight, it doesn't always work that way. But like I said, it's these moments that, is going to drive us to prepare better and, be better.
Thanks, Zion. We're all set.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Go ahead.
Hey JJ, Christian Clark here with NOLA.com. When you just look at the big picture of the season as a whole, scoring has not been an issue for you guys. It's the opposite side of the ball. What do you think is holding you back on the defensive end right now?
We talk about protecting the paint and closing out, and it's very hard to do both, but to win you got to do both. And I think for specifically in the last 4 or 5 games, with the exception of Memphis, we haven't done that. And it's, if you look across the league, I did a little exercise the other day. 8 or 9 years ago, lockout year, for instance, top 5 or 6 defenses were 97 points per 100 possession, 98, 99, 100. And across the board, those ratings are through the roof. It's incredibly difficult right now with the spacing and the freedom of movement and the talent to get stops. And we've got to get better relative to the rest of the league. You know, I had years with Stan where, you know, we had a defensive rating in the top 5 right around 100. You know, we need to get this down, and a lot of it just has to do with you know, us maybe closing a little harder, taking away more threes. A guy like Damian Lillard tonight, I mean, that's just expert level shot making. There's not much you can do. Truthfully, there's just not much you can do. And when you commit 2 to the ball against a guy like him or against a guy like Zach LaVine, you're naturally going to be in rotation, naturally going to be in scramble situations, and you've got to be really good in those situations to get a stop. That's just reality. You know, you make one mistake on a closeout in a scramble, and there's a downhill effect to that.
Yeah, what's up, JJ? This is Will from The Athletic. Just from your vantage point, what did you see on that last possession, and what did you think about the 2 shots you guys got up before the buzzer?
Yeah, I was in the corner for the first part of it, and then so from my vantage point, BI, you know, looked to make a move. I thought Cove did a nice job of just staying with him, and you know, I thought Zoe's shot was good, and then from there we just had to figure out a way. Willie made a big play to get the tap back. I think it was Willie, whoever it was, Zion, Josh. It was Josh. That was a big play, and you know, we got 2 looks. That's all you can ask for.
Hey, Zion, Scott with NOLA.com. You know, you've been around the league a while. You've been around some good combinations. Y'all haven't played a ton of close games. How important are these reps for BI and Zion? These are the guys that are kind of building this team, even to fail together sometimes, to get those opportunities. How much does that matter as you start to build this thing and they try to, you know, kind of create this combination together?
I think you get better in this league from experience, and so the more experience you can get in close games, in clutch situations, the better it will be for them and for this team long term. You know, those guys are you know, so talented, and the limit's so high on them, and they're so young still, and they're still figuring it out, and holy shit, you know, them figuring it out is doing what they do on a nightly basis, putting up all-star level numbers. So it's scary how good they both can be and will be, and the more situations they get like tonight, I think long term they'll be better.
Yeah, we saw for the past 2 nights you guys have a ton of success with that 2-man game with you and Zion. Just what's it been like developing chemistry on that play, and how much do you think it's helped your offense as well, being able to establish that with Zion?
Well, I'm one of probably the best screeners in the NBA. I know I don't look it, but I am. So it's a game of chess, and Zion is strong enough and handles the ball well enough that he can figure it out, and that's all it comes down to. You know, the other stuff, you know, there's a couple shots tonight was off DHOs with him or whatever. That's we've been running that all season, but the play with him handling and me screening, or with Zoe screening, we haven't run that to a high degree of reps, but the last few, you know, obviously last night and tonight we did, and it puts the defense in a conundrum.
JJ, I just had one more question about the defense real quick. The way you guys play, this style, I mean, is that like a high degree of difficulty? Is it I mean, a very difficult thing to pull up to both protect the paint and then make that long rotation to get out there?
It is. Players are too good in this league, so you're going to have to live with something. So the alternative to, let's say tonight, would be putting the big back and pick and roll and letting Damian Lillard shoot pull-up jumpers all night. I have a high degree of confidence that he's going to probably still end up with 40-some points. You know, what the other guys do, I don't know. But you're going to give up something. And, you know, Dame, you know, I think as much as it was the some of the shots he hit, it was just the way and he sees it every night almost, but, you know, the way he was able to attack the second defender in either splits or just using his quickness to get around, and that's sort of what created, you know, shots for other guys, and they're, again, they see this every night. So, you know, a lot of teams will space the two guys on the weak side. Well, they see it every night. They've got Derrick Jones Jr. in the corner. Tonight, Melo got one too, where they're now cutting, which puts extra pressure on that back line. No one's there for the slot guy. Sometimes the cutter gets behind the low man. It's tough to defend. So you're going to pick your poison.
Thanks, JJ. We're all
All right,
set.
thanks.
Go ahead, Will.
What's up, Joe? This is Will from the Athletic. Just what did you kind of see on that last possession, especially before your shot, and just what did you think about your attempt? Do you think it was the right time for that shot? Do you feel like that was a good shot for you in that moment? I guess what was your overall thoughts on that possession?
I mean, it was a broken play. B.I. swung it to me. I had some space, so I shot it. You know, I don't shoot shots to miss them. You know, I thought it was going in, so I live with the results.
You mentioned it was a broken play. What was the intention there?
It was supposed to be a pick and roll with B.I. and Z. They kind of blew it up and kind of threw us off a little bit. And like I said, still, you know, I have no problem with the shot I took. You know, I thought it was going in. We got the rebound. I got it back to B.I. and, you know, we ended up taking a tough one. But you know, it's just a tough loss.
You guys haven't played in a ton of games that really came down to the final few minutes this year, but what do you think it's been like for you guys just kind of growing in those situations and figuring out what you need to do to be more effective?
Just do what it takes to win. We played against a good team tonight that's been, you know, hot as of late. Got one of the best players in the league, and they made more plays down the stretch than we did.
All right, we're all set. Thanks, Lonzo.
Thanks.
Thanks, Seth.